All right. What's up and what's going on, everybody? What's up and what's going on, everybody? Wow, Matrix. Let's say Matrix Media. Interesting. Interesting name you got there. Interesting name you got there. Shout out to everybody. What's up and what's going on? Salute to everybody in the building. We about to get into this Carlee Russell's story and all the developments that's been going on with that. Everybody's been talking about it. It's been an ongoing thing that I have not been covering, that I have to some degree been passively aggressively ignoring, because I didn't care at first, and a part of me feel like, these stories, they could be a bit contrived, a bit, engineered. People do stupid stuff all the time, but for some reason this one person does something stupid and it's national headlines. But this one is national headlines and everybody's talking about it, so I will give my 2 cents on it. I will break it down. I will get into it. So yeah, it's a whole mess. The press conference that I'm going to be looking at really just tells it all, where you see again, you got the guy doing the press conference trying to be as, sober and judicious as possible and only speak to the facts that they have acquired. But it's like you can't really the blunt stating of the facts of the information that they acquired in their investigation pretty much just says it all. Pretty much says it all. The things that a lot of people had been suspecting from the start. So we about to get into this. So strap on in. Let's get ready to go. Where's the intro? Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What's up? Salute and shout out to everybody. And before we get all the way into this thing, special thanks and shout out and acknowledgement to Machismo TV.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
We have done so much with so little for so long. We are now qualified to do anything with nothing. Shout out to Machismo TV. Make sure you go and subscribe to Machismo TV. Make sure you go and subscribe to Machismo TV. And let's actually pin let's pin a comment like that to the top of the chat if we can. I know I can, but I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can as an administrator, RM. See if you could do that. If you could pin that comment to the top of the chat, pin that one to the top of the chat. Shout out to brother Xavier, whose voice you heard on the intro. Wake your black ass up. Shout out to the brother, the Prophet of Thought, brother Xavier from the Prophet of Thought series. I'm fumbling on my words, stumbling out the gates, but let me shout out to people that made it in bright and early. Shout out to Little Rock came in with the first comment. Shout out to Patrick James in the building, says the ghost of Juicy Smoothie. Absolutely. Dark Knight mentality in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to Jack Pilati in the building, clowning me for the CPT time. Somebody says, I guess Bernard got kidnapped now. Yes. That's okay. I ain't even gonna play with that. It was a trend online. I'm gonna get into that part of it too. It was a trend online about 2 years ago where everybody was getting kidnapped. I think some of y'all may have forgot about that. Even the content creators was in on it. Even April Mason tried to get in on it and start pretending like her niece got kidnapped. And then surveillance footage from the 7-Eleven showed that nobody was paying her no attention. Not to mention that the niece was like, 40 and overweight and nobody trying to, throw their back out trying to throw some, 40-year-old, 235-pound woman into a white van with no windows. But so it was a thing. Where everybody was getting was getting trafficked, It was a thing. Well, shout out to Dark Knight mentality. Shout out to Andre, said put in my last $2 on it for the CP time. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Put
these last $2. I'm not gonna lose.
Appreciate you putting your last $2 on it. Appreciate it. Shout out to Matrix Media. Cool name, bro. Cool name. Shout out to RW in the building. Shout out to RW, says, bro, she made a mess. Absolutely. I think you sent me one of those Juicy Smoothie memes about it. Shout out to Holding My Nuts in the building, says, peace BR. Her story is ripe for Tubi. No, it ain't. Well, maybe. Shout out to Dolomite. Saying a 2-day dick appointment. I heard that that's a part of this thing too. I don't know if it's strong evidence for that. But if y'all got evidence that it was an actual dick appointment, that's my assumption. I don't know how strong the evidence is, but that's my assumption. A little known fact, even though this is a grown woman, a little known fact that, a lot of people don't like to talk about a lot of times when people, they talk about the amount of black women that come up missing, black girls, young girls, they come up missing at whatever the rate is for everybody else. For black girls, it's a little higher. When they do find these girls, they often find out that they ran away. And they're often with some dude somewhere. That's all the way from the age of, 17 to as young as, 13. I don't even want to get into, preteens running away and like when they find these girls, they found out most of the time that they ran away. And when they run away and it's a guy involved, then yes, a dick appointment is accurate. So this probably was dick related. But shout out to you. He said 2-day dick appointment turned into a whole nationwide kidnapping cover up. The lengths they go to lie and cover up their dirt. Man. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild, but we're going to get into that. Dwayne Rose Cafe Es Bueno. Shout out to you. Cold Steel in the building says this is going to be good. Let's get it. Everyone asking why. All right. We're gonna get into it. Let me scroll down to the bottom of the chat. You could drop the music. Hoop jargon in the building. Why is my mouse acting funny? It ain't scrolling like I need it to. All right. All right, my man Hoop Jargon in the building with the $2 super chat says, "Play that Johnny, play that Johnny." Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for putting $2 on it. Thank you very much for putting $2 on it. My scroll game gonna be weak today, but
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
gotta figure out what's wrong with my mouse. But all right, we about to get into it. Said, don't forget her lying ass mama too. That's something that y'all gonna see me live react to. I've only seen clips of the video. of the parents in that interview where it looked like the question was asked and the dad was kind of shaking his head no when the mom was saying yes. It was some weird stuff going on there. But yeah, so we it's a lot we got to get into. But before I get all the way into it, shout out to Marcus Sojourner, became a $25 Patreon. Shout out to Marcus Sojourner, became a $25 Patreon. Shout out to Mr. C, who sent a $20 cash app. Sent a $20 cash app at the while I was on the air and I didn't acknowledge it yesterday. Day before yesterday, it will be acknowledged today. So with all this going on, let's get into the meat and potatoes here. With all that's going on, a lot happening on this, a lot of angles you could take, a lot of speculation. A lot of people was covering it when it was mostly speculation. You know, you heard the story, a baby on the freeway, then all of a sudden, you know, the chick disappears. You know, where's the baby? Did anybody else report a baby walking on the highway? It's all kind of nonsense. You know, her wig and some other stuff was left at the scene of the crime. Like, I don't know how that works when you kidnap a black woman, you snatch her up real fast and the wig stay there, like the wig fall. Like it was weird. Like they're planting wigs as evidence, as like, you know, breadcrumbs to like it's like a weird thing going on there. You know, I've always theorized, like, you know, during the Thanos snap, you know, black women, they like dematerialize or unmaterialize, whatever the word is. But the wig just fall to the ground after they kind of like fade off into dust. And then when they rematerialize after the snap that brought everybody back, do they come back and now they got their wig off and they, you know, they ain't got no edges and they got like the involuntary mohawk going on, or they just come back bald headed looking like RuPaul? Like, how does that work? You know, I be having like weird questions. So when I found out they found her wig on the side of the highway, it's like the wig just came off during the kidnapping. Like, you know, it seemed like any self-respecting kidnapper would know to make sure, like, if she had hair down to the small of her back when you grabbed her, but then when you threw her in the back of the van and she got, like, you know, 2 braids going back, it's like, oh shit, we can't leave this evidence. Go, you know, you go find the wig. It's like, it's so many things that you kind of just can't just leave there. You know, I hate that we got to look at stuff like that to figure out, you know, hey, something is inconsistent here. But, you know, we looking at it, we examining it, and, you know, things weren't quite adding up. Things weren't quite adding up. Shout out to Keep It 100. Excellent stream by that brother last night. These anti-manosphere dudes are crazy, but we not even getting into that. Yay, there it go down there. Shout out to, hold on, it's in reverse. Shout out to new $25 Patreon, Marcus Sojourner in the building. Shout out to Mr. C, dropped a $20 cash app on it. And shout out to Andre and Hoop Jargon supporting the stream. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. But shout out to Keep It 100. Make sure y'all are subscribed to that brother. Make sure y'all are watching that brother stream and supporting that brother. I could tell he getting tired and fatigued with arguing with these Negroes in this space. He was talking about quitting. I know that feeling. So I'm like, let's keep him encouraged. Let's keep him encouraged. We don't want to lose a good soldier on the battlefield dealing with these Negroes. So let's keep him encouraged. But Salty Balls in the building says, scroll of the grand illusion 2 and 3, thine she heathen pursues a phantasm about the infinite roads and stumbles and falls upon the phallus she's the phallus she was smitten by, the only phantom beholder of thine staff. Hear, 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 hear. Oh my goodness. Salty Balls back in here with another one. Says, morning 2 and 3, while thine dominion wailed tears of mourning, thine she heathen wailed in tears of moaning. Nonetheless, it was a walk of shame about the morning. Damn it. I just thought about that. You know, we're all familiar with like the women having to do the walk of shame. You know, the walk of shame is normally if a chick, you know, hook up with a dude and there's other people at the house, and now she got to leave, and then she got to walk through the living room and the dining room where everybody at, and everybody just heard her in there just getting got, and she got to just do that walk of shame. You know, that's normally how the walk of shame happens. So in the morning, you got on club clothes and you're leaving somebody's house, and they leaving somebody's house with they high heels in their hand and they wig on kind of crooked. You know, that's normally how walk of shames work. But walk of shames are, you know, normally short. They're normally short-lived. A walk of shame is 10 seconds tops. 5 seconds if you walk fast. Walk of shames are not that long. But from wherever she was at, when she decided she was going to make her way home, they said she showed up on foot. Okay. That's a long-ass walk of shame. Like, that's a long-ass walk of shame. If I understand it right, her car was abandoned. She took her snacks with her. That's what they said. But her car was abandoned. Some things was left behind. She couldn't show up in her car because that would give some things away. She showed up. That's all the boss said, barefoot and all. Like her walk of shame was probably like a 10-hour hike to make it back home. She just showed up at the front door. She just showed up at the front door barefoot. You know, walk of shame. Yeah, so yeah, she definitely had to take that walk of shame. She definitely had to take that walk of shame. But all right. I'm
suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth and suck them and suck them.
Shout out to Salty Balls coming through, supporting the stream hard and heavy. All right. Before we get into the money shot, the money shot is the press conference. We're going to look at a number of things. We're going to look at before we even pull up the press conference. I don't want to belabor it too long. I do want to get right into it. Yeah, we're gonna pull up that press conference, but really quick. Apologies for stumbling. I'm looking at some other things.
Hold up.
On social media. Tamika Mallory. You know, I'm not that person who's hell bent on, you know, we got to force somebody to hold the L when they fuck up. You're allowed to fuck up. But the people who went ham, are they coming out releasing statements, you know? Anyways, thinking about the equipment and technology that we use to search for rich white men on the submarine as Alabama deployed rescue dogs, human motion detectors, air search equipment, that she's asking, has they released all of that? They actually put some money into finding her. Thus the reason she's going to go to jail. She's going to jail. She's asking, has Alabama deployed rescue dogs, human motion detectors, air search equipment, whatever rescue procedures and personnel that can help with the search and rescue should be in motion right now. It was. They had a time clock for the submarine. For those, I'm sure most of you know about that story about some rich people wanted to go to the bottom of the ocean and look at the Titanic, and they did it on some homemade submarine that basically didn't survive the trip, and those people are under the ocean dead somewhere. But yeah, it was a time clock on how long you can be down there without the right equipment. That was just stupid, you know. But anyway, he said they had a time clock for the submarine. She said they had a time clock for the submarine. We know there is a very serious timeline for people who go missing. So we need activity for hashtag Carlee Russell. It also says down there, could not have said it better myself. Let's put the effort in. Let's put in the effort, Alabama, for this beautiful human being trying to help a child. All hands on deck. You know, it was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people going back and forth. A lot of people calling the bluff from the start. A lot of people completely just not going. A lot of people just, found it fishy from the start, Social media, the internet has no chill. There's a pic of the baby resurfaced on social media. They got the baby on the highway just walking around, the baby that nobody else saw. The no chill internet, the no chill undefeated internet. There we go. But they found they found the baby walking around with just a diaper on. Okay, that's how how it go. That's how it roll. That's the internet for you. But that damn press conference. Before we get into the press conference, let's get into one more thing. The press conference tells it all. But let's go ahead and take a look at listen to the 911 call real quick. This is an initial 911 call. We will listen to the parents.
911, where's your emergency?
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there is a kid just walking by themselves.
Oh, hold on. Where on 459 are you?
I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Met, like to get off by the Hoover Met.
Okay.
We are slowly moving into a world where you're no longer able to lie. You can lie on interpersonal shit in your own house, but you can't lie publicly about locations. Everything is on site. Like everything is there. There's a visual on everything. Everywhere you go, there's a visual on you. There's satellite footage of everything. There's surveillance footage of everything. Everything is recorded. Everything.
Okay, so you're before that exit?
Yes.
Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like toward Tuscaloosa or toward 280?
Towards Tuscaloosa.
Okay, and was the child on the left or right side?
On the right side.
Were they walking northbound or southbound?
They're walking towards Tuscaloosa.
Walking southbound? Or how old do they look?
Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4.
Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them?
Yes.
Okay, are you with the child right now?
No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though.
Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there?
Yeah, okay. Sure, yeah.
Okay, what kind of car are you in?
I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz.
Is that a sedan or SUV?
SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry.
Can you put your hazards on for me?
Yeah, they're.
All right, I'm being petty, but them chicks be taking pictures of like the Mercedes logo or the BMW logo and putting it on Instagram, but then when they zoom out, you find out that it's like the most busted BMW ever. Like that was a Chris Rock joke. He said they be having like the worst version of something really, really nice. He said these women be riding around in Teslas that take gas. like, in a goddamn in a four-cylinder leaking navigator. It's like, how the hell? He said they be having the worst version of something nice.
On.
Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do they look like they're injured?
No, they don't.
Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
They're white.
Okay.
Smart to say that baby white. Don't say the baby black. That's, I'm just playing. Anyway.
Is it male or female?
I think it's a boy, a little boy.
White male? Okay. Is he wearing clothes?
Yes.
Okay. What is he wearing?
It's a white T-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper.
And you don't see any cars anywhere?
No, no cars are anywhere.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
My name is Carlee Russell.
And
now, keep in mind, during the time of this 911 call, and this is going to get revealed in the press conference where they're really going to essentially reveal everything. During the time of this call, they, with all the modern technology and everything we got, they were able to deduce that she traveled while keeping an eye on this baby. That she traveled the length of 6 football fields. She traveled 600 yards. All right. She traveled 600 yards during that phone conversation. So just the evidence is overwhelming that this baby don't exist. Because she's saying, yeah, I see the baby. Okay, are you keeping an eye on it? Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the baby. Meanwhile, she just traveled 6 football fields during the time of that conversation. So unless this is some magical baby, unless this the baby Jack from the Incredibles, there's no way in hell that this baby exists. There's no way in hell you traveled 600 yards, 6 football fields, while maintaining visual on this baby by the highway. So it's like her story is just so blown out the water, just false.
Don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct?
No, but I can't really see them that good.
Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them.
Okay.
All right, and do they have shoes on?
No,
shoes.
Not that I can see. I can't really see that well.
This barefoot baby just broke the world record. This baby gonna be in Guinness for how fast he traveled 600 yards barefoot.
Okay. All right. I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right. So it's like her whole argument and just the overall just unbelievableness of it. The overall unbelievable nature of the argument here is bad. It's bad. And it gets worse. It gets worse. All right. I'm using the press conference. Pink Book Lessons. Shout out to her. She clipped the press conference. Hopefully her clipping of it and having her logo on it and her music playing in the background helps it from getting the whole copyright thing from happening. But we gonna get into it right here. Now, this gentleman here in this damn pink suit, all he did is just read facts. He tried extremely hard to not give his opinion on anything. He tried extremely hard to not give his opinion on anything. Even after he got done reading all the facts, they opened it up for questions. Even when they asked the questions, again, he tried really hard. They're asking questions, they're probing, they're trying to get him to give his opinion. He's like, I'm just stating what facts we have procured in our investigation. He made it clear that that's all he's doing, and that's all his job is. His job is nothing more, nothing less. But he was having some moments of breaking character where he was just like, oh no, this is some bullshit. Like it's legit over for her. Somebody said, so this is what Black Girl Magic means. Little Rock 2517 says, so this is what Black Girl Magic means. I guess, man. I guess. But shout out to you. Do appreciate coming through on the super chat end of this thing. Said Tamika White, experts say the average age at which people first experience psychosis is 24 years old. Huh. Interesting fun fact. All right, let's get into this. He had to put his glasses on for it. Hold on, we don't like, yeah, right here.
Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll be working this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens.
Hey, this is like, send me anything on the, and I'm talking to you, Jackie, or RM, or anybody. It's people that send me stuff. Send me anything on the prospect, the notion that it was a guy involved. You know, we was joking earlier about dick appointments. And this was a 48-hour dick appointment that she had to go through all these lengths to cover it up. I said there's no strong evidence on that, but whatever is out there, do send me that. I do want to thumb through that while on the air.
To tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from the paper, shows Carlee concealed. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's.
Did they just say she took I thought I listened to this part, but I don't think I caught that. Are they saying she like stole some stuff from a robe and some toilet paper? Concealed? Like that means you stole it if you concealed it when leaving.
Shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's.
This was the part where, okay, this is the first part I caught the food, but I didn't even realize that part. That part I missed when I was watching this. That part I missed. She's all right.
At the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
We're gonna skip we just listened to the 911 calls. We're gonna skip that. All right. We didn't need to hear the 911 call. We just heard that, and the audio was bad on it anyway from here, so that's why I listened to it. Listen to the good, clean audio of the 911 call, but we already did that there. So all right, let's go.
The 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app.
Now, keep in mind, before they get into the data from her phone, and that's where a lot of the kill shots are at, but when Tamika Mallory saying that they need to pull all the resources to make sure to find this person, like they literally do that. And they pulled all those resources and they found out the inconsistencies in the story. That's how they found out the inconsistencies in the story.
The area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360.
Like highways are surveillance on the highways majority of the time. Like they can confirm through video footage that no baby was on the highway. Like they've confirmed there was no baby.
60 app shows that she traveled approximately 600 for Life 360 app interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call.
Now, this man is trying to stay as strict to the facts as possible. He's trying to stay as strict to the facts as possible, but he had to damn near break character and say 600 yards. That's 6 football fields while following the baby Jack from The Incredibles. Because that's the only baby that's traveling that many yards in a 2-minute phone conversation.
From Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being open, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open, stating that a relative. Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line.
All right. Now, whoever that relative is, and I'm sure this is in their investigation, whoever that relative is in on the lie. Like that information right there, the mom may not be in on the lie, but with the relative, let's just say it's one of her cousins. If she got one of her cousins to contact the mom and say, hey, I was talking to Carlee and I heard her scream, and then the call ended, and then the mom took that information to the police, whoever that cousin is equally culpable, is participating in the legality of what's wrong. Because I mean, we sit here and talk all day about how morally is wrong and is stupid and is this, but there's legal language to doing that, to where it's like you can't do that. That's illegal. Everything that makes what Carlee did illegal, that cousin or whoever it was, whoever that relative is is going to be equally locked up, or technically should be equally locked up, because she just equally participated in the process. There's no other way around that. So here's the deal. Either the relative who told the mom that she heard Carlee scream is going to have to be locked up. In their investigation, if they find out that that relative, much like the baby, don't exist, now the mom and perhaps even the dad got to get locked up, because now they're corroborating her missing person story. They're participating in her missing person story. They're lying to the police about this missing person. This fake. They're just as culpable in the fake kidnapping of Carlee Russell. You see how that worked? You see how that's what's going to make the mom guilty? But in order for the mom to not be guilty, she got to produce this relative. And by producing this relative, that's basically saying that a cousin, family member, relative that I love, your ass is going to jail. Because they asked me, they're asking me who's this relative who made that call. That's the person who would have had to talk to Carlee. That's the person who would have had to been trying to corroborate her fake story. That's the person who would have had to been helping Carlee sell the lie to the public. So if the mom can't produce that person, the mom is going to jail, because then now the mom is the person selling the lie. So that person has to be produced. That person has to come forward. If that person comes forward, they ass going to jail too. Not too many ways around that. Not too many ways around that. But shout out to Deacon Salty Balls in here with another one. He says they can do crime scene recreation and modeling with AI. Shaking my head. Dummy. She would have been better off saying she was abducted by aliens and was put back into the car after driving a while. Yeah. Agreed. 100.
Suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth and suck them and suck them. And RM is helping me with the legal language in the background. Complicity is the act of helping or encouraging another individual to commit a crime. It is also commonly referred to as aiding and abetting. One who is complicit is said to be an accomplice. That is what the relative and or the mom is going to go down for. That's what this relative, if she exists, is going to go down for. If she don't exist, that's what the mom is going down for.
Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes, and then they had an open, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple.
Oh, man. It's okay. Like I said earlier, a black chick get kidnapped. She gets snatched up and just get thrown into the back of a white van with no windows, get snatched up and the wig fall off. It's like, it's a little bit of comedy in that. There's a little bit of comedy in that. Should it happen that way? It's like the criminals, it's like they got to know that you snatched this woman with hair down to the small of her back. Now she in there with some AI cornrows in the back of that white van. It's like, oh shit, we just left a big piece of evidence. It's like they should know that they got to go back and get that wig. It's like they should know they got to go back and get the wig. So, but fortunately, we know and understand that that's not what happened. What happened is she made a conscious decision. I'm going to take my wig off and plant it as evidence. Like that. I don't know why that's funny to me, but it's just fucking funny. That she just that of all things, she's just gonna plant her wig as evidence that she was there.
And it's funny because it implies that if a black woman parts ways with her wig, you know it's serious. Like that, I think that was the psyche that's what she was trying to convey. Y'all know if a black woman is separated from her wig in public and didn't come back and get a woman, they could be fighting 3 niggas, a damn lion, and 2 rhinos. They fucking wig come off. They gon' figure out how to get to that wig after the fight. They don't walk away from fights, life and limb on the line. They could be beat up and bloody. They gonna stagger back to that wig and put that wig back on their head crooked, and then walk off half naked with one high heel on. It's like it so her saying that her wig was left at the scene of the crime, she thought that was her trump card. Y'all know shit just got real if I left my wig. Like that. I think that's the psyche, the reason why the wig stayed there. The wig was planted as evidence. We can use the cell phone. We can use the cell. No, we can say, boom, the cell. Okay. They took me, they grabbed me while I was on the phone. So boom, I dropped my cell phone. That's there. That's not enough. You got to leave the wig. You got to leave the wig.
A watch in the purse. The food she ordered for tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene.
Again, like I said in the title, the press conference tells it all. Everything else is speculation, but this is a man who, leading an investigation, reading the facts. All the stuff she took from, I believe it was her place of employment, basically the tissue, the bathrobe, and some other shit that she was going to need to hide away with. None of that stuff was in the car. So whoever kidnapped her, let her grab all of that stuff. And the food and snacks that she got from Target, whoever kidnapped her, they snatched her up and didn't let her keep her wig. But okay, get your snacks. You're gonna get hungry. It's like all of those snacks should have been left in the car. So it's like the press conference is exposing everything to where it's like it's a no-brainer. Like this is like a complete kill shot to everything that she was trying to put out there.
Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. This footage on foot. Center at 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB.
That's a long walk of shame. That is a real long walk of shame.
Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives
She didn't describe the race of the person that grabbed her, but what you think the race will be if she had to describe the race of this imaginary man that grabbed her.
the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back.
Okay, cool. She did.
She said she was
my bad.
able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again, and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not.
All right. A few interesting things there. It is a different thing when they go with the race of the, because I mean, again, she's creating a kidnapper. So she created the kidnapper as white. I talked about April Mason, how she created the kidnapper as 3 black men when she fabricated a story with her cousin about her cousin. So I'll give her credit that she didn't send the police on some wild goose hunt to find 3 black men that fits the description of being a man and being black and breathing, because that was pretty much what April Mason did. So I will give her credit for that. She did the same shit that white people do. It was a black man between the height of 5'5" and 6'5" and black and breathing and wearing clothes. Go get him. That's practically what April Mason did. She didn't do that. She described a very obscure. She said red hair and balding. Like, you got to be a ginger with a George Jefferson. Like, I mean, so she did make it obscure. She made the imaginary person hard to find. I'll give her that. And she didn't tell the lie on, about the, her hands being bound, because it puts, there's demarcation when you do that, if they use the fancy word, but impressions or something like that. Yeah, it puts impressions on your wrist. So she was smart to not do that. We're going to find out why she was smart enough to not do that, because of some of the shit that she was Googling. And again, this is furthermore kill shot.
Not pressed for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July,
Somebody named Shirley. Now, you can't come around here with that name, Shirley, and that avatar and think you ain't gonna get called Big Shirley. No. So Big Shirley Hempfield says, Bernard Riley, start reporting facts. I'm staying as strict to the facts as possible. Reason being is because I'm literally just playing with the fact-finding person. Like, that's what this person is doing. He's reporting blunt facts. That is all he's doing. He ain't giving his opinion. He ain't, Is it just I didn't cover this until all the facts came out. Some would say all the facts ain't out, but no, all the facts are out. There's no more facts to be discussed. Like, it's out. It is what it is. So no, you can't tell me I'm not reporting facts. I didn't find the story interesting until facts came out. So no, you can't hit me with that one. Big Shirley. You can't hit me with that one, Big Shirley. Yeah, Dark Knight Mentality said this is a police chief reporting facts. But the donut down and pay attention. Put the donut down and pay attention. Yeah. Yeah.
July 11th. That's
right.
Very relevant to this case.
Now he's talking about her search history. All right. This is the end all be all right here to me.
On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "how to take money from a register without being caught" was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "Birmingham bus station" was searched. On July.
Real quick, that question that she's asking, how to take money from a register without being caught, if you take the question like that to Reddit, no matter how wild or weird or wacky the question is, you come up with pretty good answers. Just throwing that out there. If anybody's interested, Reddit actually gives good answers to questions like that. Just throwing that out there. So, so she's researching the shit, but she's researching the bus station. She's researching how to take money out the register. What else did he say she was researching?
From a register without being caught was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "Birmingham bus station" was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone.
This is just wild, man. This is legitimately wild. That she's sitting there searching all of this details, fun facts about how to fake an abduction. She's trying to Google the how-to manual on faking your own abduction.
That appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
That was him just literally just bluntly saying that this was all a lie. There's no threat to the public safety. There's no baby out there. There's no kidnapper on the loose. We have no reason to believe that there's a criminal on the loose. So it does beg the question, if they've made it that far, and you know, you gotta, I guess, give them credit for, you know, being, I don't even know if to give them credit for that, but they're being very, I don't even know what the right word is, because they got all the evidence they need to know that this person is lying. So at that point, it seems like warrant for arrest would be issued. but they're waiting on her. So they're still treating it, they're treating it like an investigation, an innocent until proven guilty. And they're treating it like, even though they got all the evidence to show that this person was not kidnapped, they're still treating her like a kidnapped victim. And when you're ready, after you've recovered, we're going to talk to you, but take your time. It's like, so they're being very, they're being very nice. They're you know, the Iron Fist is going to come out, but they got a velvet glove on that thing right now. It's like, because it's like she's going to go to jail, and whoever participated in the process, you know, there's at least one family member, perhaps the mom and dad, who participated in the process of, you know, of reporting to the police, you know, when they said that, you know, a relative of some sort was talking to her on the phone and heard her scream. That's just so typical. But a relative talking to her on the phone and heard her scream, whoever that relative is, they got to come forward, because a relative told that to the mom, and then the mom told that to the police. If that relative exists, that relative is going to jail. If that relative doesn't exist, the mom is going to jail too. But their ass is going to jail. There's no way around that.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Before we hear that question, Salty Ball is in the building with the $10 super chat. He said, was the balding white guy with red hair a leprechaun? Yeah, she described a fucking leprechaun. She thought of that when she passed the Lucky Charms to get the cheeses. Yeah. Yeah.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
That definitely sound about right. Hoop Jargon Media Network in the building says, for Big Shirley, shout out to you. Appreciate
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah, I gotta get the boom, 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 boom sound effect. I gotta get that. Yeah, Lee Williams, we talked about that. He said that baby fast as fuck, 600 yards in traffic in the dark. Oh yeah, I told y'all that was Jack. That was Jack from The Incredibles. That's what she was investigating. That's what she was keeping an eye on. And got kidnapped trying to save Jack. That's what happened. Got kidnapped by a leprechaun while trying to save Jack. That's pretty much the gist of what happened.
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours. So the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to the question?
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female? Black female? White female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
What he's saying right there is, I don't believe this abductor exists. That's truly what he's saying right there. Jackie Loves Jack in the building says, I think they are trying to get her to confess so black people don't get outraged for any reason, basically embarrass her into confessing. That's a good point. That's a good point. Actually, they do a lot of that when somebody is clearly guilty. They just want the person to confess. So I can see that. You know, it's not a good look on their part if they just come in just doom to serve a warrant. You know, so no, let's treat her like a victim. Bring her in and just ask her some questions, and ask her to explain the things that we found on your cell phone footage. I mean, on your cell phone history. Just ask her to explain all that, and then eventually she'll She'll have that Perry Mason moment. You know, she'll break down crying on the witness stand. You know, and that'll be that. So I think that's more or less what they want to do. I think you think you are right on that. I think you are definitely right. Big Shirley saying, confess to what she did nothing wrong. Anyone consider she may not be mentally well? That's a possibility too. And if she's not mentally well, then yeah, they explore that. I'm okay. I'm okay with them going that route if that's what's really going on. If we're talking about somebody who's not mentally healthy, who you know, kind of planned this thing out and organized it. I mean, that would be like a level of functionally insane if you plan something out that well and execute it and don't realize you live in the year of 2023 and not 1983, and everything you do is charted, is watched, is somehow kept up with. Like, for example, one of my favorite shows is Black Mirror. They dropped a new season that kind of I'm 50-50 on it. The first episode was real good though. The first episode was real good. The reason it was real good is because basically just to I'll give some of it. I'm not going to give the end of it for those who haven't seen it, but I'll basically set up the general premise. Long story short, a woman went home. All right. Went home. Her name was Joanne or something like that. And she saw a show on Netflix. Well, not Netflix, but a fake, sort of looked like Netflix. Let's just say Netflix, called Joanne is Awful. And the chick that was playing the Joanne looked like her. And then so she pushed play on it, and it was basically like an acted out sequence of everything that happened to her that day. And so they're like, she's like, how the fuck did they do this? Long story short, and they tell this like 25% of the way in. So this is still kind of the beginning. Is that, yeah, you unofficially sign a contract when you sign up for Netflix, and basically they got right, liberty, and control. They can listen to all your stuff. Basically, all your cell phone data, every data image all the imagery of it and the sound of it, and basically everything you do, it's basically an algorithm listening to all of that. Just like how your phone knows you better than anybody, you start talking about stuff and then your phone starts making that you talk about. Basically that technology on steroids, to the point to where they were able to basically listen to her all day, follow her all day, hear everything happening all day, and basically through AI create a digital reenactment of everything that happened to her that day. Like, we practically live in that world. Not 100%, but close enough. Not 100%, but close enough to where, it's like anything that you're doing, like when it comes time to investigate you, fortunately, at least I hope that nobody is just sitting there listening to your shit 24/7. Nobody's sitting there listening to your shit 24/7. But in the event that you commit a crime, in the event that something is going on, in the event that you get kidnapped or murdered or this or that, yes, they're going to pry into all of your shit and pull up all that data and all that information and get all of that and do what they got to do to investigate it. So you just can't lie no more. I mean, you could lie, and from an interpersonal standpoint, you could lie in an interpersonal relationship. If I bring, somebody over to my house and we having a conversation, I could lie and say I could lie and say I dunked on LeBron James. That's fine. I could lie. But if I say something that has consequences in reality, and that's going to cause the police to have to investigate it. You really can't just be lying and making shit up when it comes to that. They're going to investigate it and they're going to find out. And that was that. At the end of the day, that was the stupid shit that she did. That was the stupid shit that she did. That was ultimately what happened. That's what's going on. Her cell phone basically outed her, basically gave her away. They're using all kind of 360s. I forgot what the app was called or whatever they used to find out that the whole time she was on the phone watching a baby that she actually traveled 600 yards. They finding everything that she searched. They know everywhere she went. They know everything she did. Everything is caught on camera. Everything is like we're in a place where they're going to be able to take all the information gathered at one point and plug it into AI and make a whole recreation of somebody's day. Like we're like right on the edge of being in Black Mirror. Like so to think that you still could juicy smooth way your way out in or out of a situation is like, no. The world don't work like that no more. All right. The world just does not work like that no more. Yeah, Silk the Shocker. Alexa, can I get away with this? It's like, no. No, the fuck you can't. That's what Alexa gonna start telling people. Alexa, how do I kidnap my neighbor's baby and flee to the border of Mexico? You can't, bitch. It's like that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. It's like, so this shit is just stupid. This shit is just stupid.
WBRC, has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Not that I'm aware of.
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
She asked a very pointed question. Does this make you not believe it when another person of color says that they're missing? Now we got to get into that. Now he answered the question really well and say we investigate everything. We treat every case like it's brand new and we investigate it all the same. Now, here's the deal with this whole social media thing. All right. Here's the deal with this whole social media thing. We saw this with April Mason over a couple years ago. Well, prior to April Mason, before she did what she did, there was an uproar, not an uproar, a uptake in reports of sex trafficking. All right. It became the thing. Just like how fake videos of baby mama, baby daddy drama, I took McDonald's to my son and my baby mama, she got 4 other kids that's not by me, but I only brought McDonald's for my son. And like people reenacting stuff like that, and like stuff like that get popular. You see all these fake scenarios about splitting the bill and all, you see black people on the internet acting out all this stuff. You see a chick basically, the chick that she be in a lot of videos. She got caught trying to go to All-Star Weekend, and then she tried to say she was going to her auntie house, but she was dressed for All-Star Weekend. Y'all remember that video? It went viral. That chick was acting out in another video recently where she was in Jamaica getting that little that creamy white massage where the guy rubbing all on your titties and ass and everything, got your whole body plastered in whatever kind of Jamaican massage oil, all to the nipples, to the her damn clit covered in the massage oil and everything. Is like that same chick that did the All-Star Weekend skit that everybody thought was real. She was in another skit about them Jamaican massages, and her boyfriend pulled up on her. Like you got me paying for this dude to fill on you. Okay, just like stuff like that get trendy and popular and then everybody start doing it, it was a brief moment where sex trafficking stories got trendy and popular, where everybody was on the internet talking as if, I just had a situation where I almost got sex trafficked. It's like 1 moment sex trafficking was not a thing. Not a thing at all. I mean, it was a thing, but it wasn't this viral sensation. Now everybody on their cell phone, like, oh my goodness, you won't believe what just happened to me, and such and such. They all talking and doing their whole little thing, their whole little spiel about how they almost got sex trafficked. Somebody almost scooped them up. I was walking down the street and I walked past the alley and it was a white van with no windows that pulled up, and then they start driving real fast, and I just turned around, I dropped everything and I ran. And then they just telling a big dramatic story to the point to where those stories were trending. And just like on YouTube, how it's like a copycat business where one person does a show or a video on something, and then now you see everybody else doing a video on it, and then everybody else got a similar thumbnail, and everybody else so it was a place out in the sphere of content creation where people were making fake stories about being trafficked or being potentially abducted, trying to go viral off of it to the point where it wasn't even just it wasn't even a standard victim, a teenage girl walking, it's like, no, we talking grown ass middle-aged women talking like their days of their days of being a prime target for being scooped up and thrown into a white van with no windows passed them like 20 years ago. And they still, they in their early 40s talking about that shit as if they're at risk of that or something. That's what they're doing. And they was doing that heavy all the way up until the point to where, April Mason told the story of her cousin. April Mason told the story of her cousin who almost got sex trafficked. That's how she worded it. My cousin almost got sex trafficked. And basically she said 3 black men tried to scoop up, her cousin. And she's reporting on it. She's giving a passionate story. And just like with this story, a lot of people on the internet was like, nah, this seems very convenient because everybody else getting views off this. So content creators who get views off other stuff of talking in completely different markets of the internet are saying, okay, let me capitalize on this market. Everybody making stories about, getting kidnapped. Let me capitalize and jump on this. All right. That's what the hell she did. And she came up with some story about her cousin doing this or doing that. Now, the police investigated it. The police took it serious and investigated it. And then you can see her cousin at the 7-Eleven. You can see the supposed guy in there that was supposedly following her, not paying her no damn attention. You can see that he got in the car, like he went on about his business, she went on about her business. Like you can see that it was not a damn thing going on. Not a good goddamn thing going on. But she made a whole story about that. And she even had the police, lightweight on the lookout of, for 3 black men between the height of 5'5" and 6'5", between 150 to 350 pounds and black and breathing. She had people on the lookout she had the police out on the lookout for that. And it's like, what the fuck? And then got mad at black men for calling this shit out. Like, this was 2 years ago when this thing was like a big thing where they were, making fake stories about being trafficked, being potentially almost close call, near miss sex traffic situations. That was like the trending thing like 2 years ago. I remember that. I remember that perfectly. It was a thing. And now the shit done rolled back around and came back. The shit done rolled back around and came right on back. And not in the same way, because it wasn't like the hot, this wasn't a trending thing. This one was out of nowhere, and it was more elaborate than just saying, "Oh my goodness, this almost happened to me," on her cell phone, on the cell phone and shit. She actually played it out in a different way, but nevertheless, it's a fabricated story. It's a fabricated story, a fabricated lie for attention. Some would argue that the true genesis of it, like it makes no sense. I'm looking at something right now from the boyfriend. I don't even know how to start. I mean, I'm reading right now. It says I don't even know how to start off. Actually, I'll pull this up on the screen. Like, this shit makes no sense. Oh, put the link in the chat, by the way. Anybody want to come up and have their say on this? Anybody want to come up and have their say on this? You can put the link in the chat room. But let me further pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick. Give me 1 second. My man Sir Tice in the building down there. Oh, hang on for a second. Wait, hold on. Hang on for a second, Sir Tice. Let me get to... All right, let me look at this real quick.
Hold up.
Let me look at this real quick. I haven't even read this formally. It says, I don't even know how to start off this post, but to only say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for saving my girlfriend's life. Also, thank you to everyone who shared a picture, came out to the Hoover, met to help us. Oh shit, I don't feel like reading all this. The search parties and who everything. Okay, because he's just going through the whole motions. Thanking everybody. I've been going nonstop since I received a call that she was missing Thursday night. I know. Shit. Hold up. Yeah, so he's just giving a generic statement here. There was something in here that I was trying to dig out. Hold on. Ask for everyone right now to be respect. Okay, no. This ain't what I was looking for. All right, what's up, Sir Tice? This ain't what I was looking for. This is him just giving a generic statement. But go ahead. Sir Tice. What you got on this?
I think you got some super chats, and I got to run to the restroom. So if you want to read those,
okay, all right, yeah, I'll get to that. Actually, I don't got none. Oh yeah, I do. I got one from you, so you go ahead and do what you gotta do. Sir Tice in the middle of the super chat. He says, "How she gets away with this? PR perspective. Submit to mental health. Cry. Go to Fox Soul. Cry. Align with a celebrity. Cry. Sisterhood. Will praise her. That's possible.
You kill my super chats and the way you read them, man. But yeah,
I mean, look, you trying to put emotion and expression in a super chat. Like, okay, this is how she gets away with this.
How she gets away with this? PR perspective. No.
Submit to mental health. Cry. Go to Fox Soul. Cry. Align with celeb. Cry. Sisterhood will praise her. Did I get it right there? Thank you. Was that the cadence?
Best supporting actor. I'll give you that one. That one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something unpopular. I know this is meat. I know this is food for the manosphere. I really want the manosphere to chill on this, and that it's been a bad week for the sisterhood. With the Dubai chick and this. I know it's going to be easy to pile on, but I'm just going to treat this as just this individual situation, And
honestly,
yeah,
real talk. That's how I felt. That's legit how I felt when I didn't know what show I was going to do a show on this morning, and I was talking to somebody, and they was like, "Hey, the Carlee Russell thing," and I'm like, "Really?"
313 says nope. You guys, she's still a queen. Like I said, them dudes are lions, man. They see meat. They just
I didn't think this was I didn't think this was all that interesting. I did look at it kind of as a individual situation. You know, it ain't the type of shit that I do that I like to break down. It's goofy, like, but it's everywhere. Everybody covering is trending, so whatever. I'll give my 2 cents on it. That was truly how I felt. Free Zone Lou just sent me something. I don't know exactly what this is that he sent me. I normally don't like to look at stuff that people send me if I haven't seen it, even though I do it sometimes. But I'm trusting. Let's go. Let's see what this is.
This is Carlee Russell. Carlee, bitch, you was lying this whole motherfucking time. You got me on here acting like I'm Oprah Winfrey, ho. Bitch, I done peeled off every single one of my lashes, ho, because I'm so stressed out about you, bitch. I'm talking about I keep watching the highway footage. I just swear up and down a midget got you in a headlock, bitch. But that's really you going in your back seat to get the snacks from Target, bitch. Bitch, I done called my grandma about you, ho. I done told my grandma to create a prayer circle for you. I really was worried. Then you done stole from your fucking job. You done put the money in your sock. Bitch, you done rolled up to your mama's house butt ass naked, but you got some money in your sock. The kidnappers gave it to me. So the kidnappers gave you a parting gift. This why they don't believe us when we be missing, bitch. It's really people out here that need fucking help and you wasting our time because you trying to make a nigga mad. You finna piss me the fuck off, Carlee. I really made a video about this shit. I spoke on your lying ass. And you had to be from Birmingham, too.
All right.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Real quick.
I was speaking still.
Hold on. Hold on, real quick. Free Zone. That was fun to watch, but I don't know why we needed that. But
Angry Man showed that.
It's crazy.
Angry Man showed that.
What's crazy about that is she was dead serious. Let me say something to the Black Merlin. Kidnap Keisha, still got simp support.
Whoa.
Was that you, Black Merlin, on that video? No, dude, I got better things to do than worry about this damn story. Hell, I didn't even get familiar with this story until 2 days ago. And then as soon as I read it, I'm like, wait a minute. She saw a toddler on the damn freeway and nobody else reported it. This shit is cap or whatever, you know.
Yeah, this is on some Jussie Smollett.
Exactly. This was easy to debunk. If anybody who I went after the sisterhood because I'm like, y'all just love being the damn victims because y'all don't even have to know half the story. I just hope she gets home safe. I just hope she get home safe. No, you don't.
No, they really don't. It's
that's what I'm right. That's what I'm saying. You know, y'all just want attention or whatever. But because I say lay off this because it's just too easy and all this, that makes us look weak. Piling on this shit. Fuck you, Black Merlin. That's what I said. Now come up and come up.
No, but here's the thing. This is a
wait.
Nice
are we even? Hold on, real quick. Are we even sure that was directed towards you? Kidnap Keisha still got simp support.
I'm positive it was because I'm the only person who said lay off and all this or whatever, and the timing and what have you. You know, so. And you know, I've had it with this person in the chat before too. So,
okay, all right, no. This person got to hey, fall back for a second. Gregory, I'll go to you in a second. Yeah, if he got a history in the chat room, then you snapping off was justified. But no, I am very selective about what I cover and what I don't cover, and this was one that I almost didn't want to cover because I didn't really care that much. But yeah, I didn't research it. I put it like this. I didn't truly research this shit until this morning. Like that's how much I cared. I didn't know shit about it.
Right.
But real quick. Hold on. And I gotta. I think it's Gregory. I got to mute. He got background. Well, both of y'all be having a background. But Harambe in the building says, "Please don't get soft on me now, Sir Tice Pounce."
Harambe's cool. I know he's
yeah.
intention. No, man, I wasn't talking about necessarily what you can talk about. This is always a show. I'm just saying, you know how the Black manosphere is always like, yeah, taking L's, you know. So you apply the L to every one thing, you know. This is just another crazy attention-seeking broad. I mean, as a guy, you don't even have to be a tech professional. This chick didn't even get a burner phone to look up those keywords or those key phrases. You know, didn't even go to the public library, you know, create some distance from her. This has got to be some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Okay. Free Zone Lou says the sisterhood ain't rolling with this one, BR. They mad about
that's
this
not
one.
bad, Black Merlin, but we have
all right. Sir Tice, you can hear me, can't you? Let's go. Like you. Like, come on, y'all got. I'm reading the comment. And you just jumping in, talking to the chat. Free, but come on, y'all gotta chill for a second. Y'all gotta chill. But free zone loose says the sisterhood ain't rolling with this one. Br, they mad about this one all over Twitter. That's why I sent it. So you sent it to make sure that we knew that the sisterhood was not going for it. I wasn't coming at the sisterhood. You know, that wasn't what the show was about, but you wanted to make sure that the sisterhood was properly defended. All right, fist in the air. The sisterhood is making sure that they're not being dragged. But all right, let's go to I'm sorry, what?
Just one more thing. You're gonna hear all this fake ass. We need more mental health training or treatment. When it's about mental health and all this, you know, I do tire of the disingenuous, you know, things that come out of these things. You know, well, we need to get more back to the family in this. You can't say that this chick was a hood rat. I think she was driving a Benz, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure one of you guys in the chat will know, right? So she wasn't, well, not saying that Benz don't drive hood rats, but you get what I'm getting at.
No.
She also had a mother and a father, so you can't say she came from a broken home. This is just another chick who's a product of the modern, you know, what it is nowadays of attention starvedness. I'll pass the mic there.
Yeah, she was an AKA. If I understood that right, I saw her. She was wearing like pink and I think green. I don't know. And doing the little sign they do. So yeah, she was went to school, educated, joined the sorority. And when she spoke during that 911 call, you know, she sound like, you know, you didn't hear any ratchetry in her voice. I'll just say that and then keep it moving. But all right, go ahead, Gregory. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Well, first of all, it's not about whether or not she was ratchet or not. It was just the fact that she was in. If you like did a little digging into the actual story, she was in some trouble because she had stolen some money from her job, so she got fired. She dropped out of school, so there was that. So this was her reset. This is her trying to get like people to care about what the fuck's going on in her life without looking at all the bullshit that was going on in her life, which was her stealing from her job and dropping out from school. That was essentially what it was. She figured out a cheat code. She just didn't put the cheat code in properly.
Yeah, perhaps. I can see that.
No, it's not perhaps. She actually got caught. She actually got caught up in her job. And if you actually look at the media thing where the guy was talking about like her situation, they were talking about what was in her search history.
Yeah, I played that.
She supposedly got kidnapped. She was researching how to steal money out of a register without getting caught, and she was researching a lot of other shit about about like recent kidnappings and shit like that. So she was into some bullshit, and this is her way of kind of getting away. And then she was dealing with her boyfriend, who was at that time her ex-boyfriend. So this was kind of like a reset for her. This was an attempt at a reset, I should say.
Hey, Greg, no, not that I don't believe you and salute. Where'd you get the point about the job thing and the stealing? Or
that was actually in the report. Like they actually, like when they did the press conference, when the police did the press conference and they were talking about like all the suspicious shit she was doing, that were actually going through like her search history. And she searched how to steal money out of a cash register without getting caught.
Yeah, that all of that search was literally in this video right here. That where is it? Where the hell is it? Hold on. Oh wait, hold on. Right there. That video that I played right there. When this guy right here, he went through all of the facts of the case, all of her cell phone search history. Like he broke it down to the point to where they know for a fact that she's lying.
Yep.
Like they broke it down. Like they got everything that they need. Only thing that they're doing is that they're still giving her that innocent
Benefit
until
of the
proven
doubt.
guilt. They're still giving her that innocent until proven guilty type of preference that we technically should do in this country. That it's not a good look for them to somebody who was supposedly kidnapped, showing up at her door with a warrant ready to just take her to take her hostilely. Like, no, they don't want to do that. They're gonna wait for her to when they basically said, when you're ready to talk, we'll be here. And then she's gonna come in, and then they're gonna read her all of those facts and ask her to explain, why did you search this? Why did you Google this? Why did you do this? So they got her, they got her by the balls. It ain't no other way around it. Like, only thing she's doing right now, she's at home prolonging the inevitable. That's the only thing that's happening right now.
It seems like they, Greg, it seems like they probably knew on Sunday. Listen, one thing those crime investigative units know how to do, they know how to do the profile quickly. They probably got like 100 different archetypes of profiles and shit. They were probably figuring out, okay, we have to call a PR firm and figure out how do we say this to whereas we don't come off as racist or anything like that, once the big reveal happens,
All right, now before we go to the standard RLC, I do want to explore this one. Not JC the Conqueror says she not doing time. Is there any scenario where y'all could think that she's going to make it out of this not doing time?
She's a woman.
She might get restitution.
Well, let me say this. There's a story, and I had no idea why OGJ Speed sent me this story. But he sent me he sent me a story. It was like a video. It was like a 2-hour and 20-minute long video. I watched the first 20 minutes of it. Some white girl who did the same thing. This was an older white lady who was married, and I didn't even make it to the full end of it. I kind of skipped to the end. Long story short, because it was like a 2-hour thing where they played all the sit down discussions that the investigator had with the husband and the investigator had with all the family members. They must have played all of that, and then they had the discussion with the white girl, and they started asking her all kind of questions about this. Well, how do you explain this? How do you explain that? Long story short, she for 2 weeks she was missing for 2 weeks, and then she basically faked it, and that white woman is locked up. That white woman. So long story short, it's white women in jail right now for doing similar shit. So that's why I'm like, I can't see a scenario where she don't end up locked up. I don't.
I can see a scenario where she could kind of pivot and flip it on her quote unquote ex-boyfriend. I think she could probably, I'm not saying that she won't end up in jail, but I could see it where she could flip some shit where she could flip it where she can make some abuse allegations, and that she made this gigantic, drastic step to get away from him. But even still, though, if the white woman was in jail for the same exact thing, shit, her black ass is done.
I heard that place or that city is somebody said it in the chat, but I've heard this from somebody who's from Alabama also. And that city is pretty much on their shit.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a wealthy city. I went to school in Alabama in Montgomery, so I know a lot of people who've been commenting on this, and they're funny. But I believe them as soon as they said she was faking, because people in Alabama, they like well connected like that. But my frustration, well, I guess I come at it from a different angle on this, because I'm a teacher and I've been teaching for 8 years, going on 9 years. And she's about as old as who would have been my first students. And there's this like constant pattern that I'm seeing throughout the years of kids who don't have any foresight. All the stuff that she did, the way I look at it is she didn't think any of this was just going to blow up the way it did. Like the possibility was not in her head. And so when she's looking up Taken and all these things, and they didn't say whether or not she used a debit card at like Target or Taziki's, but she might have, you know what I mean? But like I just see another piece of generation that like has no foresight, and it's
Nah.
common with a lot of these kids. I have a story, well, one story of a kid who he asked me to go to the restroom at a time where we were supposed to keep kids in, and I told him no, and he didn't ask why or anything. Went back, he sat down, got up 5 minutes later, just walked off. And when I got to him the next day, I was like, yo, what happened? Why did you just walk off like that? He was like, what else is I supposed to do? I was like, man, you could have said, hey, I really gotta go. I'll leave my backpack, I'm coming back, all this stuff. Like you had all these options, and he took none of them. And it's like kind of common in what I see in a lot of my students. And I'll say this kind of, and then I'll get off. My biggest issue with people these days on social media is that they keep asking for grace for her. And I'm like, well, really, until we get a motive, we can't really pass judgment. But people want to give her grace. And I'm like, she intentionally did all this and set this up. And you say, let's forgive her. Let's overlook it. And that's really indicative of what goes on in our community. It's a lot of forgiveness for criminals.
Well, I wouldn't even say that we need. They got her for the most part. They're trying to cover her up, but I wouldn't even say we need any type of grace for like as far as like motive, because either way, it doesn't matter what the motive is. She wasted a lot of manpower hours and taxpayer money on this whole situation. She got the whole. She might not have thought that this was gonna get any national attention, but she wasted a whole bunch of resources just to pull some hoax like this. So I won't even say that
she did it for national attention. Yeah. So she did think it was going to get national attention. She just I
don't even think she had the foresight to think that it was going to get national attention. I really don't. I don't think she was smart enough to think that. Because
I don't think so either.
It's hard to imagine somebody doing this and not wanting it to go viral. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying that she didn't want it to go viral, but you can want something to go viral and not think it does. That it will.
I mean, she did it with the intention to get attention as much as possible, which includes national attention. What she didn't know is that she'd be, outed as a liar. She didn't know that she would be called out for a fraud, but she did expect to, for the nation to gather together in one big circle and say, "We are the world. We support you, sis." She did hope for that.
Well, she definitely got half of that. What I foresee in this is I don't see her, just for whatever reason, just because there's always a safety net, I don't see her getting necessarily time, but I do see legislation being put into place for these hoaxes in the future, where you're going to have to pay back these municipalities for, as the brother Greg described, for the resources expended and all those things. You can expect that in the next years. Oh, they do?
They have that.
Yeah.
Restitution. That's what that lady Bernard watched. That it's probably Sherry Papa, whatever her name is, with an Italian last name. She had to pay restitution for all the resources they use.
Well, let me pull this up. This was something I was fishing for. This right here is going to, I think this is going to speak to some of the backstory as to why it was staged and faked or whatever. And this is what I was trying to find at the start of the show. Somebody sent it to me. I just didn't see it. But here, I want to play this out before we get more into it to see if there's anything in this.
What up, Nurse Gang? What up, TikTok? So the update I never wanted to truly have to report on. So we've all been talking about the Carlee Russell case. This is her Instagram, Carlee. Over the last few days, she shocked the nation, and Black women all over the country felt empowered. We felt finally pleased that America was caring about Black women. Every national news outlet was reporting about Carlee Russell. This is the first time this has ever happened. The hunt was on to find this Black girl. But then when she showed up at our house, it got a little greasy. Why did it get a little greasy? Because she just showed up. So then that's when the world got divided. Wait, what's going on? Something is not right here. Okay, we don't want to speak. We want our privacy. Something is going on. What is going on? Well, when you start talking about something, people start DMing you the truth. It looks like 50 people from Hoover have already got fired for leaking what's really going on with this case. And it's trickled into my DM. So you mean to tell me All this was because she was trying to get back at her ex-man. Yeah, that boyfriend that spoke out about her being kidnapped and held and tortured. Yeah, that was her ex-man. And he actually cheated on her with a stripper. And Carlee had it out with the stripper. And to get back at him, yeah, she disappeared herself. And then got afraid when it blew up. This is what Carlee said to the side chick. Itch, please. He told me everything you said about me, and you thought I told him to say that. I wasn't even with him. You're delusional AF if you think y'all little conversation was anything more than convenience and the fact that he used you to get back at me out of anger. You want to talk about I don't compare to you on your worst day? Girl, bye. You're miserable, or at least should be, being a stripper to provide for a child I've heard you've had from multiple people. So not surprised you don't know who your baby daddy is. Mention me or contact my NIGGA again, and you'll see I'm not the one to play with. You don't want you and your whole family touched. You're poor. I'm rich. You're a stripper. I'm a nurse. You're ugly. I'm beautiful. You could never. You're the bottom of the barrel. Someone from the police department just could not watch us all suffer. So they released these details. Here's the update. She's sticking to the story that she was abducted. She says she was lured into the woods by some people who live in the woods, described as a person with orange hair, balding on top, tied her up and drove her around and put her in an 18-wheeler and fed her cheeses for 2 days, and they painted her nails. They kept her on 150 somewhere, and somehow she managed to get away and run through the woods to her neighborhood until she got into her house and then goes into the hospital. Hoover got some Ring doorbell footage from her neighborhood, and it just shows her walking casually until she gets close to her house, and then she starts sprinting and flailing arms and acting a fool. She got caught stealing from work that day, failed out of nursing school, and has been on drugs. She had her friend behind her, and that's who picked her up. She was with her friend all weekend. The police knew she was safe because she unblocked her ex while she was quote unquote abducted. She planned to disappear and realized it wasn't going to work.
All right.
So
okay. So let me say this to Gregory.
I'm back, yeah. My bad. Give me a second.
No, that's crazy.
And
May I take back my point about the ratchet?
Let me say this to Gregory. Yeah, you're right. You were right. It doesn't seem like a national attention thing. It seemed like
that's what I'm saying. I did some research on it, and again, I didn't know what was true, so I didn't want to go out but it wasn't really national attention. Again, she was already like in some deep shit because she had stolen from her job, and then she was having trouble with her ex-boyfriend. I didn't know about the cheating part.
Well,
I figured that it was just because the ex-boyfriend, the quote-unquote ex-boyfriend, he switched from not wanting to deal with her to wanting to deal with her because of the whole situation. That's what led me to believe that she was really doing this for the attention in her inner circle. She wasn't trying to go national. That's the point of the whole situation.
The biggest evidence in that too is that she looked up like maximum age for an Amber Alert if you got to pay for it. Like she was trying to avoid this.
Yes.
Yeah.
She wasn't trying to go national with this. There have been plenty of cases where women have disappeared, and they were trying to disappear just because they wanted national attention. But this one didn't line up with the other incidences because of her search history. Because if you listen again to the press conference, they were going over her search history, and just like the Standard said, she was trying to avoid the Amber Alert. She was trying to figure out what's the maximum age for an Amber Alert. Somebody that's trying to get attention like that is not trying to avoid that.
Yeah, interesting. That.
Bernard, I put a link in the back.
Oh, okay. What was it about? I'm clicking on it right now.
It's about what you was talking about earlier.
All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. And this is why Game Changer and myself thought that this was that's Tisha. I thought that was just a chick that looked like Tisha Campbell.
That's the real her.
I didn't know. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It's in the back.
Really. Damn it, y'all. I ain't magic.
I was just asking.
I just can't go.
all.
I just can't sprinkle it over the screen. I gotta make a few clips to get it up. Yeah, Hold on, here we go. Wait, we still ain't there. Hold on, now we there.
All right.
Hold on, all right there.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, she's making I guess she made
Oh,
a
that
fake
makes sense.
I almost got sex trafficked. Almost was a victim of sex trafficking video.
Wasn't that like last year?
It was. I don't remember exactly when she did it, but it became a thing that was trending on the internet. I would say about 2 years ago, it was trending, and everybody was basically making "I got kidnapped" or human trafficked, stories or something like that. Everybody was doing that for like a whole it was like a whole 2 months.
Almost like a challenge,
right?
They was doing a human trafficking challenge, like for real. Like, that's what was going on.
Including April Mason's near 200-pound cousin.
Yeah, exactly. I talked about that. She was like, I think she was pushing 240, talking about somebody was like
240.
She was over 200 pounds. The report, because they said it was on the news, and they said her height, her weight, and such and such. I mean, the shit was on there, and yeah, you throw your back out trying to throw her in the damn white van with no windows. But anyway, let's listen to this shit.
Don't freak out, but I think I almost got snatched up.
Huh?
So they don't have
like that. This was everywhere. I almost got snatched up. That's what everybody was saying. I almost got snatched up.
That doesn't count.
I'm filming, and I had to call a taxi, so I get this number. But the truck that the van that pulls up is real sketchy looking. But there's a guy in the back seat, right? So when he jumps out, the guy is just standing there. I thought he was getting dropped off, but he's just standing there. He goes, "Get in," and I go, "What?" He goes, "Get in," and I go, "No." And then I look at the car, look inside the car, it's fucked up. The rubber is pulled up from the bottom. There's dirt everywhere. The back seat looked like it's snatched out for a fucking reason. And so the guy in the front seat, the driver goes, "Get in the car." And I go, "Well, I'm not getting in the car." And the guy in the back is like kind of mushing his body towards me to get in the car. And the guy says, "Well, then get in the front seat then." And I said, "I'm not getting in that fucking car. Fuck y'all. Fuck out of here," right? I asked the lady at the front desk, I said, "Yo, who's the guy that gave me this number?" And she was like, "Why would he give you this number?" Yo, this trafficking shit is real, but they got me fucked up. Because I ain't Gina, bitch.
Well.
So brave.
Nominees for Best Actress in a TikTok.
So brave.
I mean, this is wow. Damn.
Hey, Bernard, hold up. Can I say something real quick?
Wait, hold on, real quick. GC sent me that, so I'm gonna let him respond.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, he just said nominee for the best act. That is the worst acting I ever seen. Right down to the
it
fact
really
that
is.
She put on a beanie, like oh no, I'm hood. I'm look at how hood I am. So she put on the beanie, is like, yes, I'm gonna go for a new hood persona, but just everything with that, like the whole, he gave me a number. He just wrote a number on a piece of paper. In this day and age with Lyft and Uber and all that good stuff, you taking slips of paper from shady people, and then they drive up in a dirty van, and you like, like what the hell is it? And then the police showed no record of it,
Well,
that's like when old girls
and she mentioned in the video her biggest claim to fame, that she was Gina on Martin.
I ain't Gina.
No, but
listen.
Let's not forget. I mean, I think it's important. This is why I brought the video up, is that we can't forget the bitch. We can't. When women do shit like this, because she's the reason that Martin got canceled. With
not
her,
only did he get
Me
canceled.
Too and this shit. I'm telling you, it's shit like this.
Yeah.
See, we can't forget stuff. We like to, sweep it under the rug and act like she's not a complete and total bitch that tried to Me Too and destroy Martin's career. And here she is again making random ass kidnap stories with white vans, and everything in the story was cliche.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
If you know anything about like Martin, if you look at like the last season for Martin, you can tell when things went awry, because they weren't appearing on the set at the same time. Like the whole last season of Martin, for the most part, was them being on the set separately because of the situation, because at the time I think her husband was like what, Martin Dwayne or something like that. Dwayne Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they had like a rumored like actual like kind of relationship. They had enough chemistry where Martin was kind of like in love with her, and then she got married, and that's when she started acting funny towards him.
Yeah, I thought
but that's her side of the story.
Yeah.
What if he didn't give a fuck about this light-skinned bitch and she just made that up?
Well, Martin actually gave his side of the story, and he kind of confirmed that he did have feelings for her, but then she kind of switched up on him. It was, if you actually look it up, they did have like some chemistry, and then she kind of
it's real simple. Like Martin and Gina was fucking in real life.
Yes.
Then they kind of like stopped fucking a little bit. And then she kind of started dating Dwayne Martin, and her and Dwayne Martin got serious, and then they got married. But Martin and Gina, the guy she used to fuck, still, according to the script that Martin was writing, had to kiss on camera. You know, that's so it was a sticky situation. I mean, I grant that. So she trumped it up. You know, the guy that she was fucking on, you know, on site. Well, he's sexually harassing me, writing all these scenes where Gina sits in Martin's lap during this scene. And you know, so she tried to make
she
it out
always
like
sat in his lap. This is
ridiculous. I know. But that
she was trying to make her.
story.
She was trying to make her current
Tisha
man
Campbell
feel better.
Tisha Campbell, if you're watching this, you look like shit.
Damn.
Yo,
like right now, you look like shit. I seen you recently talking about did Will Smith, you know, convince Dwayne Martin to hide money from me on the. You look like shit. And ever since Gina, your career has been shittier. While Martin has prospered. He's prospered.
Yes.
He got fat as hell too, but
now,
still he got talent. You ain't got shit. You ain't got shit because but being light skinned in a time when light skin was possible. You look like shit. And Pam don't. That's what's worse. So like you and Pam are the exact same age. It's just that you grew up into looking shittier. Everything is wrong.
Well, damn, I won't be that hard. I was gonna say the show kind of ran its course, but you know your career
it had about 2 years left in it.
Well, I was gonna say, you know, your career has ran its course when you doing the same type of videos that the average motherfucker can do on TikTok, and you got to interject, and I ain't Gina or whatever. I mean, if that ain't the
she wasn't doing no Will Smith like you know skydiving off of the fucking
I was gonna say. Yeah, damn, you just made me forget the last part I was going to say, but it was basically, no, that's all good. Hold on 1 second. This clown got something to say about this?
Yeah, I have no idea what he said. Damn it. This is a 9-minute long video, so I don't know what's going to fucking happen here. But,
I swear to God.
But real quick, Charles Merchant in the building says, Black Girl Magic is not about achievements. It's about being above reproach, i.e. twerking, yelling, and public false accusations, etc. Serving no time is evidence to them of a higher power. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
Shit.
All right, I'm gonna listen to at least the beginning of what Umar is talking about here. I'm gonna listen to at least the beginning of it. We'll see what kind of bullshit Umar is on. Hold on.
Color you are, no matter what hair you are. The only thing I discriminate is 5'5". Thick in it. It's too early for that, my brothers. We must stay focused. It's too early for that, my brothers. We must stay focused. It's too early for that, my brothers. We got to bring the lashes back. Okay, I'm going to bring the lashes back. But
okay, who the hell sent me? Okay, please, black women, stay in the car. Carlee Russell. Okay, so he is talking about. All right, so yeah, I may not. Okay, person who sent me this, send me a timestamp. We'll come back to it. I'm not about to listen to.
He talks stuff like we got to hear because the way he talk, he make up words and he say lashes and root chakras and stuff like that. It is entertaining. Look at his hair. It is entertaining. It is entertaining to watch somebody behave that way, an adult man.
He's talking about bringing back the lashes. But okay.
I don't know what that means.
Wow.
Yeah, he like. I think he's saying he liked the big eyelashes. I don't care. All right. I convinced me.
I bring the lashes back. We have to bring our sister Carleesha is her name. My sister who was kidnapped in Alabama. I'm calling on the ancestors to help us.
Oh Lord.
And that's why you watched the whole thing. That's why you watched the whole
power
with his eyes.
of the Most High God. We got to bring we have to bring our back. Okay, I'm gonna bring the lashes back. But before I bring the lashes back, we have to bring our sister Carleesha is her name. My sister who was kidnapped in Alabama. I'm calling on the ancestors to help us find
I
our
know,
sister.
right? I know.
Blessing and approval in the energy and power of the Most High God. We got to bring our sister back. She pulled over on the side of a road because she saw a toddler Thursday or Wednesday evening. We getting serious now. We talking about Sister Carleesha, is it? Carleesha kidnapped. She pulled over on the road in Alabama the other night. She's home? Is she home?
Name, bro.
Where was she, brothers and sisters? Where was she?
Is this AI? This can't be.
Thank God. Our sister has.
This is really
Somebody
good.
tell me where did they find?
Ain't nobody AI'd Umar.
No, there's no Umar. There's no AI that can replicate Umar. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
My man didn't even
hold
know.
on, wait, time out.
Lashes? What kind of AI comes up with crap like that?
Yeah, I was just about to say the AI is not that advanced to skillfully know when and how to repeat stuff the repetitive way that Umar do. We got to bring back the lashes.
Well,
bring back the lashes. Stay focused and bring back the lashes. The AI can't replicate that.
That was a joke, but the joke was because this was worse than the phone when he picked up the phone call of his imaginary goons.
Yeah,
the way how the story. What? Carleesha? Oh, yeah, as a kid, she went to get a toddler, and then it's like he's got half the story in his head, but he don't know the details. But he got to put on this performance and shit. Why not just say cut and do it?
No, because
it's live.
Go ahead.
All right, let's hear it out. No, this was live. You couldn't say cut.
Carleesha kidnapped. She pulled over on the road in Alabama the other night. She's home? Is she home, brothers and sisters? Is she home? Can somebody says she's home? Is she home? They found her. Where was she? Where was she, brothers and sisters? Where was she?
Where was Carleesha?
Thank God, our sister has been found. Can somebody tell me where did they find her? Where did they find Sister Carleesha in Alabama?
She's never lost.
Somebody tell me where they found her.
Where
was she? Was she
Carleesha
kidnapped?
Was
she asleep? Where was she? Where was she? Can somebody tell me where was she? Thank God our sister is home safe.
In that circle with that audience, they have with that in that circle with that audience, they have a hard time answering that question, where was she? Because they don't want to word it in a way that's going to sound suspicious. You don't find that suspicious? Remember that quote? They don't want to word it in a way that's going to sound like that. Like they don't want to just say, yeah, she just
donations.
She just walked home on her own power.
Donations.
Like they don't want to just say that.
Well, I mean, how come he prayed to the ancestors but thanked God?
Well, couldn't the ancestors give him the right name?
Yeah, but I mean, or teach him how to read good. But I mean, no, he prayed to the ancestors, and then when she was rescued, he said, "Thank God." I mean, he didn't give the ancestors.
Well, no, the ancestors are God. You can exchange them out.
Got it. Okay.
This is what I hate is that there's a segment of black people that prop up this man. This man should be fucking selling. Actually, I wouldn't buy incense from this motherfucker. Let alone
some of those.
I would buy incense from him because that would be.
Let's roll it. Let's roll it. Let's roll it. I want to see what he got. Let's see what he got to say.
There's home safe. Thank God, our sister, where she just showed up, so the kidnappers let her go free. The kidnappers let her go free. I think the kidnappers let her go free. And guess who I think the kidnappers was? Are y'all ready for this?
Oh my God, white supremacy.
White folks.
Guess who I think the kidnappers
white supremacy.
The sun is coming out.
It was
Leo season in 6 days. 6'3" North Philly beard. How am I looking this morning? to my queens out there. 6'3" North Philly beard. Am I looking okay? Is the gold pop? Is the African gold popping right now, ladies?
This dude.
That's he looked like Coolio went off diet. Like, what do you mean? What I look like now?
He was about to. I'm about to. What did he say? I'm about to tell y'all who I think kidnapped her, and then he like deflected away from 6'3" North Philly beard. How I look? Because he trying to think of what he about to cook up.
That's not a Philly beard
gold
anymore.
Popping right now. That's all I'm saying. Is the African gold? Listen.
Okay,
listen.
Umar. Yeah.
The U.S. government.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
I know y'all don't want to hear
white
this
supremacy.
Just celebrate the 4th of July.
I don't. They were harvesting her.
I know you don't want to hear this because you just celebrated the 4th.
There's power in our melanin, I bet.
They're cloning her.
Lord have mercy.
The United States government.
Okay.
The police.
Why did he go inside and whisper while broadcasting?
Services.
What the fuck?
Foster care system.
How you connect to a person in the house?
System.
Why does dude say foster care system?
They are all complicit.
What?
Why did he say
they are
foster
all
care?
complicit.
Wait. So is he saying that the government is snatching up near adult women and putting them in foster care? Like what the hell is that?
He named all those different arms or branches of the system, and he said they are all complicit.
Wait, hold up.
What does the foster care system have to do with it?
She got her parents. She got her whole parents.
The foster care system.
I don't know what the foster care system got to do with it, but it's
adult. Are they gonna like snatch her up and make her into a foster parent? Like what the hell was that?
Yeah, like she has whole parents. She wasn't a ward of the state.
Hey man, he's spaghettiing it right now. He's just throwing up like things.
Yeah, he's spitballing. He's spitballing. Let me see where he's about to go.
Said, I got time on the live. I'm gonna take it.
They are all complicit in the sexual kidnapping of Black women and children.
What?
All of those branches are complicit in the sexual kidnapping of Black women and children. That's the
even
argument.
a woman that's never been in
let me back up. Let me back up and hear everything that everybody that's complicit.
Good Lord.
Services.
And that cricket wireless.
United States government. The police.
Mm-hmm.
Services. Foster care system. Juvenile judicial system. They are all complicit. They are all complicit.
She's not a juvenile.
They are all complicit in
She's
the
never been to foster care.
sexual kidnapping.
Why does he have a
Black
shirt that
women
says
and
"I
children.
Heart Baby Beach"?
They decided to let her go
That's some
because
Epstein
they
Island
got
type shit.
scared.
He was on the list.
They decided to let her go
What?
because they got scared.
Why would they get
there?
Wait,
he didn't know the facts beforehand. Now he's
They decided to let her go.
It's like, and he
Hold
now
on, Sir Tice, you
shaking up a
definitely-
juice.
Let me
Wait, Sir
get in
Tice,
here.
you definitely on to something. Hold on, damn, I didn't mean to put that right there, but no, you definitely on to something. Go ahead.
all I said was he didn't even have half the facts, and he's already concluded and done his Inspector Gadget routine, shit, and got this investigation all locked up. I think Game Changer's dying at the bit. So go ahead.
Nah, you got it.
No, you 100% accurate, and it shows that what he do is he pretty much makes it up as he goes along.
He really
Because
is.
This was a situation where he did not know the details. He did not know the woman's name. He didn't know that she'd already been found safe. It was so many things he did not know, but based off the little information that he had, now he's extrapolating it forward and painting a larger picture. Like no, like that. He makes it up as he goes along. He has his theories. Go ahead.
As a good cult leader, he knows.
Just say for a second, it's crazy because he didn't know any of the details, and either his audience didn't know the details and they didn't care to or they didn't care to correct him. Because that man called her Carlisha like 3 times.
It was Carisha.
Well, I mean, when in doubt, blame the government. That's how his mind works.
Yeah, because
what the hell is a baby beach?
What is? Hold up. What is? How do you blame the foster care?
Hold on, Greg. I see where he's going. Keep this in mind. A good cult leader knows the trigger words of his audience. So let's see what he said. He said foster care. He said the police. He said the government. I'm forgetting another one of those agencies that he said, but these are all agencies that his audience are like, oh yeah, fuck them. You know, fuck them. He right. He right. Even though he was spitfiring that he couldn't even figure out what he was saying as he was saying it.
No, he had to pause for a second and get inside his house and then give his whole thing because he was his brain was loaded.
His rented house. He lives in a car, sir.
What the fuck is a baby beach?
He lives in the school.
Bomb shelter.
All right.
But before you play more, what's a baby beach?
Epstein Island.
Okay.
You don't know nothing about that.
You don't know about Epstein Island?
No.
Apparently.
I mean, I know of it, but yeah, I don't know. Baby.
Yeah, I was joking about like the Epstein Island, but that sounds about right considering the reputation that Epstein Island had. But that's besides the point.
I think his shirt is a reflection of him. I think it's just some I think that it's just some shit that don't make sense, but he says it anyway, hoping that you'll make sense of it in your brain. Just like foster care system and what was that first word he said? Lashes. I think that he throws shit out there and hope that you make sense of it, like Baby Beach.
Hoop jargon in the building. Go ahead. You have the floor. You have the mic. What's up? What's on your mind? Well, hold on. Wait. Before I go to you, shout out to Black Merlin. Says I can see the WNBA kidnapping. They need the ratings. Oh wow!
Wow. Leave the WNBA alone. That's not fair.
Didn't work. It made them play basketball.
That's got enough. They got enough problems, man. They lose enough money. Don't put that on the WNBA. They're losing enough money.
That's tough.
And a little history: Tawana Brawley did this first in the '80s. Al Sharpton promoted it, and it was fake. So this type of thing has been going on for a while. Her situation was a bit different. It was a racial element to it. She said she got raped by a bunch of white men, and they did all kind of racial slurs. It was very it was some Jesse. It was a very, very juicy smoothie the way she did it, the way she planned and played it out. But really, the thing that actually happened to her was some other stuff. I think it was some girls bullying. I don't know. It was something like that. But yeah. So that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing that happens. People been doing hoax for the longest. So yeah, but thank you, Black Jack. But we're gonna go to hoop jargon. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I was doing a good. I mean, I was having a good time listening. Before you brought up Umar is like my arch nemesis. Like he just
arch nemesis.
Well, unknown arch nemesis. Like I just every time he talks. Every time Umar talks, I'm just like, this nigga is an idiot, man. And here's why I say that. I mean, in 2015, in the Hotep, hierarchy time, his words meant something. And what you find is over time, and he just talks in circles. He says everything 3 times. And it's nothing apropos of what he says of like what's going on with actual Black society. He has his talking points. And I'll reference this. When he went on that Fox Soul thing, he said that to that transgender woman, oh, beautiful Black woman, then he had to walk it back, right?
What?
Mm-hmm. Y'all remember that? Yeah. He did that. So Umar just does that. He just talks out his ass because his constituents, as it were, his listening audience, they don't really need facts. They just need feelings. And Umar has done a really good job of saying some very fancy words, repeating himself 3 times, and then they just eat it up because he's like Pan-African, pro-black, all that good stuff. So this is no different. Like you said, he can't say the broad name. He ain't got the facts. Oh, well, everybody's complicit. Like that audience, that's all they require. Just conspiracy theories, sprinkle a little bit of white supremacy. It doesn't matter. So it's just funny to hear that and shit. I'm just like, God damn it, Umar, boy, you just make me so fucking right every time.
Hey, Luke Jargon, can I ask
Yeah.
you a question? Is it really that he's saying fancy words, or is he just saying fancy words to niggas?
Oh, I mean, however you want to parse that out.
Right.
I'm just saying. I don't hear his vocabulary. I hear his vocabulary, and it's not like super duper advanced. It's only advanced to like.
He sounds smart to dumb people, is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Wait. I favor myself to be a smart man, but I didn't know what root chakras was. Root chakras. Like,
yeah, he did coin the phrase "YouTubians." He did coin that.
He did.
Yes, that's one of his greatest hits.
What I find ironic about him is, on one hand, this guy obliterated hair weaves more than we ever have, or whatever. If you guys are familiar with his rhetoric, I know people in the audience have heard him go on about hair weaves, right? This chick, I saw a picture of her without her wig, and I couldn't even place that it was the same person who she was. But here she is, our beautiful chocolate sister and all this or whatever, Meantime, this dude hates hair weaves, but then, whoa, wait a minute. He gets caught up with the blonde, the so-called conscious stripper and shit. I mean, this dude is the epitome of a walking contradiction. I will admit this, and sorry if I interrupted somebody, but I just love reading where I don't know where he posts his stuff. But I just like seeing the comments and seeing like, damn, there's still dumb niggas out here that haven't figured this dumb ass out yet.
Well, it's hard to figure them out when you dumb.
All right, let's roll it.
Because they got scared, brothers and sisters. Yes. Our sister is home because they got scared. Oh, yes.
That's crazy.
He stopped in post.
He's
oh yes.
Let me fold my arms.
He's stalling. He doesn't have anything to say.
This dude to me is just as bad as that Charleston White dude, if you want my frank opinion, man.
No, Charleston White.
Wait, let me see what he say. Oh, he giving a long stare. A long stare.
Staring
You're doing the Care Bear stare. He trying to,
well, at least he's smiling, and he did do his line.
She is really the first case I've seen, Sister Carlee. She the first case that I've seen of a kidnapped Black woman where the Black community went all out for her. So we got to start going all out. Y'all did a good job. I commend everybody. We have to go all out for every kidnapped Black child, every kidnapped Black woman, every missing Black child, every missing Black woman, every missing Black elder.
I know he reading that chat.
We got to show up and show out.
You struggle reading.
He trying to figure it out.
It's like hieroglyphics to him.
We got to show up and show out for every Black woman, every Black child, every Black elder. We got to show up.
Hey,
Black women, don't get out your car for kids. They're using them.
I'm gonna pause it and let y'all talk.
Wait.
I gotta step away for a second. Just y'all got it.
Okay, but don't get out your car for kids. But didn't he just try to galvanize people like for everybody? Like we got to get together for every missing Black kid, but don't get out your car for kids. Well, wait, what?
It don't have to make sense, game changer.
It really
don't. Is he saying don't get out your car for your own damn kids?
Yes.
Because there's danger, but stay in the car while the kids remain out in danger? What the hell is he talking about?
A game changer. You're trying to parse out some shit that really don't make any sense.
Well, yeah, I am, but I think at the root of this is fuck them kids.
Yes.
Like it does seem like that. It's like, wait, Wait, what? And that's if he's talking about her own kids. If he's saying don't get out the car for them kids, did women get out the car for other people's kids before?
No,
Again,
Like, I'm not your mama, but get in the car. Like, what the
game
fuck?
changer. No, because they had a man with them. He was the one that got out of the car for the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I get a late pass? I found out. I think it's in Baby Beach in Aruba, apparently, or something like that. Or didn't y'all say that?
No, I looked it up. So a baby beach is a beach where the water is gentle to where babies can go in
Yeah,
it.
I'm looking it up too, and I don't see anything conclusive. Like, what is that shirt?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, that's. I mean, he bought that shirt like his life. Like it makes
Hold
partial
on.
sense.
Hold
Like
on. Let's
everything
hold
he
up.
says and does makes partial sense. And then people who are dumb think that it's because he's so intelligent that we don't understand it. No, it's stupid. It's just stupid, and that's why you parse stuff like Baby Beach out so you could really realize how dumb it is.
Well, hold up. I looked it up, and apparently there's a Baby Beach Aruba.
Yeah, we see that.
Okay, no. What I'm saying is, why in the hell does this grown ass man who's not in Aruba have this shirt on?
Because he's probably been to Aruba off of the donations. Gifts.
Or it was the shirt was a donation. Hey, real quick, he's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be here next week. Unfortunately, I'm not. But I swear to God, I was gonna go down there and confront this dude. Real talk,
Oh shit.
Let me look at the type of event it is. It's some like I don't even want to call it some black business thing. It's like some Chitlin circuit bullshit. And I'm like, this is what this guy has to do now?
Yeah.
How much did it cost?
What do you think?
I'm curious.
I'm saying, his audience ain't, don't have hell. That's why he has to constantly come at them for donations. And by the way, when he was doing that donations, that'll never get old. He was holding up like Red Lobster cards, CVS cards.
He was holding. Listen, not only was he holding out Red Lobster cards, he was holding out like cards that people send you on your birthday,
like Outback,
like the gift cards. I remember that. That shit is a classic. Besides, they're gonna be sleep for good. That's it.
It was food. It was food.
Donations.
Yeah.
Gifts.
No, real talk. How can a dude ruin his reputation? And I mean, like I said, this guy's been around for 10 years. And, he had somewhat of respect in the sense or whatever. Yeah, he's saying some right things about, black boys and all this. But then he starts going downhill, and ever since it's just been downhill. Now, one thing I can't stand about these dudes, this is personally, I can't stand seeing dudes his age with the same haircuts as they damn teenage sons. It's like, come on, dog. Like,
are we doing hair shaming now?
Yeah, I am.
Let's not do this with hair shaming.
I am. Just because this dude is just all over the place at times,
But Tice, let me say this, Tice, because listen, man, he is a function of his fan base. And I remember ardently in 2015, like hoteps were like everywhere, right? Especially in space. So now they've died off. So either they've kind of come to, goddamn, all right, that shit was stupid. Or like they're just tripling down on retard shit. And there's still those people out there, bro. Like, so it doesn't, facts don't matter. Sense don't matter. You can put the Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass School, you never really built it yet. It doesn't matter that they just hold out on hope that, white supremacy is the biggest, fane of their existence and just ride that bitch out. And that's who
he does this to identify with them.
Right. Because that's his audience.
Well, I mean, I think with the black community in general crumbling, there are a lot of people who just want to be a part of something.
Right.
And they don't really care what it is. I think like a lot of, and I'm not going to mention them, but I think a lot of like religious orders, people know it's crap, but they still want to be a part of something. So they just go along with that crap.
Right.
And I think
what you said is, that is very true.
Yeah.
True indeed.
So again, it doesn't matter if he says anything, poignant or anything that makes sense. It's just the fact that you ride with him because he's pro-black, and that's it. That's all you need.
Exactly. They're there for the food, basically. Right. I mean, they're there for the food and the hotep chicks and all that shit.
Like, we worried about credibility. You would think that this guy was like, hey, you know what? Okay, I'm glad she's safe. So let's move on. Let's talk about this event. I'm going to be,
Absolutely.
no. He's going to go on because his base is like, yeah, keep doing this. And I think Bernard had made a great statement when he was like, I bet what he's reading in his live, he don't want to say it because it'll make him look like it'll make her look guilty and look like he was supporting something like that. So he's not going to repeat that. So he is that smart,
Yeah. He's just going off of like basically his crowd is feeding his content. So the comments basically just dictate what he's going to say because again he came in with no knowledge, no information.
Right.
So it's called riffing. That's all he's doing is just riffing. So I see through that motherfucker. Like it's just so funny to watch him talk. The fact he still has a fan base. It's easy to see what he's doing.
And it's still accusations too. Yeah. Like, I mean, he had very little information, but he still accused somebody of something, or he still accused a government entity of something.
Right.
So he's boogeyman.
Because that's his brand. And if he wasn't accusing the government, especially the white government, of doing some shit, then he wouldn't get the audience that he got.
Yeah, just Umar aside, what that sister, and I say that air quotes wise, that sister in the TikTok previously, she had made a point, and I had made a similar point earlier. This shit, yeah, it's somebody in the chat who's talking about we all broken and all this other stuff, and we need mental training because we're broken and all this. Whatever, speak for yourself. This shit just speaks to how mentally broken, sadly, so much of the sisterhood is, and that they need attention. Because if y'all remember, that sister has said, we finally getting attention on our, when we struggle and all this. And I'm in my head like, wait a minute, what? Granted, she passed away. What about Shanquilla Robinson? Oh yeah, remember her? Yeah, they forgot about her, right? Her murderers are still out there, right? Where's the sisterhood of that? So miss me with this whole.
You know what, Sir Tice, you just made a really good point that, and maybe this could be just because algorithms, but when something like that happen with white girls, it don't seem like it get as much coverage. Now it could be just social media algorithms, and we in the black sector, so when something happened with black person, we see it. Maybe somewhere in the white sector that something like that happened with a white girl, it become a big thing. But it seems like it happens just as much, if not more, with black girls. So as far as them getting the same type of coverage, bare minimum, you could say that social media probably even the playing field on that shit. So I don't think they can legitimately make that claim anymore. Real quick, Nuruddin in the building with the $2 super chat. He said, remember, ladies, this is your king, Dr. Umar. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Jackie Jack in the building says lashes is for whip lashes. What? He is always talking about a whipping post for bad black people. Oh,
so let's flesh this out. He says we should bring out the lashes, and then he accused white people, but apparently the lashes is for bad black people.
Okay.
See, yeah, but the white people are the ones that's going to give the lashes, though. That's the point.
No, I don't think that's what he meant.
Yeah, he didn't mean anything, Bernard.
All right, fair enough.
All right, Eric Little. Like the dude said, he looks for buzzwords, and the buzzword of today is lashes.
All right, Eric Little in the middle of the $5 super chat. He says the real question is was they looking for the strag or the white baby?
They were looking for the strag.
Yeah. He's going with the narrative that they don't try to find missing black people. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
They're the white establishment. So why would so he says this is why I can't stand these motherfuckers. So they're the white establishment, and according to him, they don't care about black folks. And I say, why should they? They're white after all, right? So you get your police force, your forensic analysts, and all those things out there. These people are so full of shit. What they really just need to say is, we need validation from white people. Please validate us. That's what they really want to say.
All right. You got to stop hitting them where it hurts.
Using them children as bait. They're using the babies as bait. Stay in your car. Keep the door locked. Call the police or call some other black folks.
Okay, so now the system. Wait, listen. Hold on. Wait. Now, so the system, the government, and all those different agencies that he talked about, they're using children as bait to get people to get out their car to go look for to see why this child is walking around by itself. So all these governmental agencies can grab up and kidnap black women and girls.
But Bernard,
that's his argument.
You know, you hear that. Hold up, but Bernard, you hear the contradiction, right? Because that same white government is supposedly kidnapping and black women and using babies as bait. But he said in that same sentence, call the police or call other black folks. Why would you call the police?
Why would you call
the government? No. Hear me out. Why would you call the police if they're supposedly, because the police are part of the government agency? If the government agency is out to get black folks, then why the fuck would you call the police?
Exactly. Yeah. And why would you call another black person?
Exactly.
Because what you're telling this black person, don't get out the car to save a baby, call somebody to get out the car and save the baby. But wouldn't they just kidnap that person in its place?
Yeah. Either that or game changer. The fact that his whole thing is black folks don't have no power. So why would you call another black person when they have no power?
Yeah. But okay, let's draw this out. Let's draw this out.
I want to
completely, right? So in his world, in his hair, he's thinking that they're kidnapping babies to draw out the women so they could kidnap the women. Now, what if they're kidnapping the women to draw out the men? So according to his logic, black men, if you see a black woman in distress, don't get out your car because they are kidnapping the black woman to bait the black men to get out the car.
To me, the bigger issue with this, and like, listen, when we criticize, pro-blacks, it's not from an anti-black standpoint. It's from the standpoint, we're not. And let me speak for myself. Well, no, I think I can speak for everybody. We're not anti-black when we start criticizing pro-blacks. What we're criticizing is the perpetual state of trying to keep black people in some fear-mongered position where somebody got clicking and clacking and somebody typing. All right, to kind of keep black people in a constant fear-mongered position where they're scared and thinking the government at every turn is out to get them, to the point of the government itself is essentially using babies as bait to get black people to go check on this baby so they can kidnap you. It's like when you start doing that, like, that's the type of shit we criticize. All right, it's like, damn.
I think there's more material. My bad, Bernie. My bad.
Go ahead.
No, I think there's more material if you play more of this with Umar.
I know it is. Because I mean, hell, I just randomly pushed play and he dropped a bomb that the government is using babies as bait so they can try to kidnap black women and do what with them?
They're going to use women as bait for black men.
Don't get out that car until you have backup.
Like, you want black people pulling up at a light and seeing, okay, what if a black person see a black baby walking the street by themselves? Ooh, I'm scared. I know I'm not gonna get out this car. Then a bunch of then the government gonna jump out the bushes and grab me and take me away. It's like that's what he's trying to plant in black people's head. Like, that's ridiculous.
Do the government need a baby? Like, they got sirens. You have to.
I'm about to sign off right now. It's 8:00. The event starts at 12. I have to do my spiritual rituals. I have to pray to the Most High. That's how I get my oratory is a spiritual oratory. My oratory is a spiritual oratory. My oratory is a spiritual oratory. I have to do my prayers, my meditations. I have to do my libations to the ancestors. I have to get ready to
listen. Like, listen, yeah, this shit was so bad to where if somebody was to like do like a fake Umar Johnson skit, like let's just imagine we never saw this and somebody was to do an Umar Johnson skit, they would not have to change none of the words. Because like when Saturday Night Live do a skit and they kind of exaggerate, what somebody said, with like the Sarah Palin, you can see Russia from my house. She didn't say that, but she kind of implied it, but so they exaggerated and bluntly said it. But you wouldn't even have to change the wording with him.
Yep, bruh. He said his spiritual. He said something. His oratories 3 times.
His oratory is his spiritual.
Thank you. Can you say it one more time? I didn't hear it.
His oratory is his spiritual.
Right.
Libations.
I think use that word. Deliver the Garvey grenade in St. Thomas today. Ancestors, I have to get ready to deliver the Garvey grenade in St. Thomas today. Harlem, New York.
Buzzwords.
Right. Harlem, New York is where it all began for me on October the 30th of 2010. Okay. So when I come to Harlem on Tuesday, I will be celebrating 13 years since my Harlem debut lecture that followed my Chicago TV interview, which made me the King Kong of consciousness.
In
your mind.
But no,
you can't stop.
But no,
Gorilla simping. That's what it is.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Bro, is this any different from like a Southern Baptist pastor who has no content and they just go up? Man, I've seen a pastor, no bullshit, have a 3-hour sermon about people leaving church early. And you just riff, you dig for information, you look at the crowd and you just keep talking. This is what this dude is doing, man. And so nothing has to make sense. You just riff. And it's crazy, man. People follow this dude, bro.
He freestyling.
Of consciousness.
Yes.
Oh,
from Chicago and New York, I became the King Kong of 13 years. Number one. Many brothers have fell off, not me. Many brothers have changed direction, not me. Many brothers have been exposed, not me. Many brothers have been proven to be scammers and hustlers, not me. Call me Mr. Consistent.
Oh my God.
I am the most consistent brother you know in Black consciousness.
Please pause.
I am the most consistent.
Please pause there. He's the most consistent.
He said many brothers have been exposed.
But not me. But listen, he's the most consistent. He's the most consistent dude that has a school that hasn't opened in over a decade.
He's been consistently opening up a school.
Yes, exactly. He's been consistently decorating that same empty school for as long as I've been on YouTube. Get the fuck out of here.
Brother, you know, in Black consciousness, I am the most consistent. Ladies, come get your Papa Bear hugs in Harlem.
I knew there was material.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
This man is trying to get all the hoes. That's what it is.
I'm
trying to get all the hoes.
I was seriously sitting here like, all right, we done enough, we said enough, let's move on. So I'm like, damn, he just giving just too much to work with, man.
Umar is prolific at saying absolutely nothing in the most amount of words.
3 times.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yes.
Oh crap!
Ladies, said, come get your Papa Bear hugs and Harlem. Consistent. Ladies, come get your Papa Bear hugs in Harlem. Come get your Papa Bear hugs in Harlem.
One more
Stop
time.
playing with me, my Harlem queens. Get your Papa Bear hugs in Harlem.
Hold on.
Come get your Papa Bear hugs in Harlem. Stop playing with me, my Harlem queens.
Stop playing with me.
Brooklyn queens.
Yeah.
Bronx queens.
Yes.
Told for y'all to be ready to toss up that pussy when I get there. Don't be playing with
exactly.
me.
Come on.
That's exactly
come on.
what that
listen,
means.
a shoulder to cry on is a dick to ride on. Come on now.
Staten
I
Island
ain't saying that.
Queens of queens.
Yes. Single mothers. Go ahead.
Well,
he's trying to think of the other boroughs. He's trying to think.
99858. Don't call me. I do not answer numbers I don't know. Text message only.
Yeah.
International Africans use WhatsApp. International Africans use WhatsApp. International Africans use WhatsApp.
Wait, I think he just threw after he just talked about the queen, the sisters. Not don't be playing with me out there. Then he threw his number out there and said, "Don't call, just text."
215-989-9858.
Code speech.
Hold on.
Queens of Queens. If you need to reach me, you know the number 215-989-9858. Don't call me. I do not answer numbers I don't know. Text message only. International Africans use WhatsApp. International Africans use WhatsApp. International Africans use WhatsApp +1 215-989-9858.
Gotta make sure the hoes get it.
Today.
Hey, Bernard, let me do a crank call.
Dr. Umar gets on.
Hey, yo,
answer.
WhatsApp is a frequent place for a lot of dudes.
Game changer. If you want to, you can put it on speaker.
All right.
Let's go. It's crazy how these pro blacks love this white man technology, though. I mean, that's.
Hey, but how you gonna
Game changer? Are you in the process of doing that right now?
Yeah. What's the number?
Damn it! I thought you the one came with the idea. I thought you had the number.
No, I heard that he gave a number. I'm like, ooh, crank call.
All right. This, by the way, this is some bullshit. We shouldn't be doing this, bro.
He said he doesn't pick up.
You need to reach me. You know the number.
Yeah, come on, y'all. We're doing something.
I bet you he will because he thinks it's pussy.
He's giving you the number right now, GC.
All right.
215-989-9858.
Hold on.
If you need to reach me, you know the number 215-989-9858. Don't call me. I do not answer.
I know you ain't get that.
Yeah, I got 215-989. What's the rest? What's the last four?
If you need to reach me, you know the number 215-989-9858. Don't call me. I do not.
You get it?
Yeah.
All right. GC is on speaker calling Dr. Umar Johnson. This is some bullshit. But okay, let's go.
Sometimes you just gotta bullshit.
Is it ringing? Did you call?
Okay, so it went straight to voicemail. I'm gonna try again later.
Okay.
So subscribe to my show. I will get through to him, and I will crank call this nigga. I will call from time to time to do just that. I'm gonna send a text message.
Yeah, text him, send a picture.
No, I mean I'm a text message and say, I'm having trouble dealing with my root chakras. Please help. So yeah.
I mean a picture of a bitch. Now come on now. You know what I mean.
No, I didn't send. I didn't suggest sending a picture. I'm telling him I'm having trouble with my root chakras. Oh, I'm gonna ask Melody to call. Oh, Jackie call.
Yeah.
Jackie, leave a message with this number, and then he'll call back.
Right.
Yeah. Come up, Jackie. Jackie, come up and say, I don't know what to do, like, because white guys are giving me so much attention because I got big ass titties. What do I do? Like,
instant reply.
Yeah, like my titties are so big, I fear the foster care system. So like say something like that. Like, I have too much ass. Like get him to do that. No, right. It's not going to get Jackie in trouble because my number is going to be on the return call. And then I'm going to pretend to be white supremacy and say that I got her. What you going to do? What you going to do, nigga? I got your bitch. Yeah. What you going to do?
All right.
Yeah. Look at these titties. What you going to do? Like that's what I'm going to do.
All right. Any closing thoughts on
I want to see the rest. What do you mean the closing thoughts? I want to see the rest.
The what?
There's still stuff. He was still gonna
he was done.
It's something else absurd left to be said.
I promise you, it wasn't nothing else on there. Hold on, I'll play it. The little in screen shit came up. No, that was over. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he just
at 2:00. 12 to 5, 12 to 5 to 5. Dr. Umar gets on the mic at 2 o'clock, 12 to 5. Dr. Umar gets on the mic at 2 o'clock, 12 to 5 today, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, Ariane's Restaurant, 103 Sub-Base Road. The king is in the building.
All right. There it is.
All right. So people either here or on Sweet Melody Speaks channel, we are going to crank call this nigga. We're going to crank call. The shit's too funny. It's too good to not do.
Yeah, I think you and Melody organize it and get it together and have a plan going in. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it. Yeah.
Yes.
It definitely.
Wow.
All right. Theo Waff in the building. Shout out to Theo. Says Carlee belongs in the jail cell. Can't wait for justice. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Appreciate you coming through. Dropping the $20 bomb on it. Dropping the $20 bomb on it. Appreciate it. All right. Here we go. Yeah. So that was a wild one. I didn't expect that Umar shit. He was riffing on the fly. His thoughts on it, and yeah, that was wild. That was ignorant. But anyway, before we proceed forward, because we're probably going to get some closing comments. But special thanks, acknowledgement, shout out to Machismo TV.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
All right. Shout out to Machismo TV. We've done so much with so little for so long. We're not qualified to do anything with nothing. Shout out to Machismo TV. Make sure you go and subscribe to Machismo TV. The link is in the chat room. Make sure you go and subscribe to them. But all right. Y'all can give me your closing thoughts and statements on the whole Carlee Russell thing. Let's go ahead and talk on that and get the hell up on out of here. Hoop jargon is gone. Sir Tice, what's your closing on it?
I've already said it. I don't believe none of this shit. That's it.
That's pretty much
they cried wolf too much. That's it.
Yeah. That's pretty much the gist of it. Like, I was extremely close to 90. I couldn't think of nothing even piece of show together on, and then it was like, just talk about the Carlee Russell thing. I'm like, this ain't shit to talk about. But anyway, we pieced together a show out of nothing on this shit, so it is what it is. Because I'm like, this was nothing. It's interesting when you go scratching beneath the surface. It is some fun stuff, some oddities and all of that. But I was just like, this is some stupid ass shit. But anyway, all right, GC, what's your closing thoughts on this?
Nothing. Just I look forward to making that crank call. I got a feeling it's just gonna be hilarious. I gotta cause some female content creators to stage it perfect, and yeah, they're welcome to come up on the panel, and yeah, we can make this happen.
Shout out to Roast Master said, have black women blamed black men for this yet? I could see black men getting blamed for this. I mean, it was allegedly entanglement with her boyfriend and some other chick that led her to do the whole disappearing act. So all of that is a black man is entangled in it. So yes, black men collectively can be blamed for this, but no. But shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you for supporting the stream, whether you're super chatted Cashapp. Shout out to Mr. C. You did send that Cashapp late in the game yesterday. I did acknowledge that earlier in the show. Shout out to Mr. C. Shout out to Marcus Sojourner, with became a $25 Patreon. Of course, shout out to Deacon Salty Balls in the building, show sponsor of the day. Shout out to everybody who supported the stream, everybody who came on the panel. each and every one of you. Will be back on Friday. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.